Hello, welcome to OROMIA11 English Special Segment. Today I have a guest with me, the one and only Amane Badhasso. Amane Badhasso is running for U.S. Congress, representing District 4, Ramsey County and part of Washington County. Our discussion for today would be the Dfl Caucus and getting to know the candidate. Stay tuned.
OROMIA11.
Welcome to OROMIA11, Amane.
Thank you so much, Altu. Thank you for having me.
So we know that this campaign has many challenges and difficulties. Give us a brief update about what you and your team has accomplished so far.
Yeah, so a lot, which is so exciting. We announced this campaign on October 4th with the message of transformative change and a fighter for economic, racial, and environmental justice. And what in my campaign, we're really focused on is offering an option of a working class leadership for working class people. And, we started on October 4th, but I am a lifelong organizer. I've been organizing to build a democratic infrastructure across the state for a very long time. And so I knew very early that we can't just make announcements, right? We had to do the real work of talking to as many people as possible, learning from the stories and the struggles that folks have been enduring, especially over the past 2 years. And so some exciting update on our part is, I committed to no corporate PAC money, right? No special interest money, solely grassroots. And in doing so, when you run for Congress, especially as a new candidate, especially as a working class candidate, there's tremendous challenge in being able to raise enough money to get your message across to folks across the district and country. And so what we did was get on the phones and do the real work, right? Talking to people, sharing our message with them. And as a result, we raised over $300,000, all grassroots funded, right? Our median donation being under $100, and it comes from nurses, it comes from essential workers, it comes from small business owners, and it comes from people who are ready for transformative change and a working class leadership in our district. And so tremendous challenge, but I also have to say that it's been remarkable, and what our success sends a message of folks are ready for new leadership in the district.
Yeah, that is something unique. Based on what we have seen, campaign is very expensive. So what were the biggest challenges you faced in 62 fundraising?
Oh, absolutely. The challenges when you are a working class candidate, your network is working class, and it really takes people, chipping in, right? Some people, I've heard some incredible stories of people saying, this is my savings, but I know I'm investing in the future of my children and in the future of our working class families. And so for me, every penny, every $5 that comes in, every $100 that comes in, I take it very seriously because it's people really investing and believing in this campaign. That means we have to do the necessary work. The challenge is always money in our politics. You can't run for Congress unless you are able to raise a large amount of money. And I faced the challenge of really needing to reach as many people as possible, and folks who believe in us reaching as many people as possible. So not only are we short-staffed, unable to get our message across to everybody, but the positive side of that is people who support us are telling other people. And so it's really beautiful what we are building, because it's a movement and not just an electoral campaign. It's people going out of their way to call their friends, their family members, going out, showing up to volunteer. We've had a lot of volunteers making calls, and it's a true reflection of the kind of America I want to live in, where we just fight for each other, and we are able to relay the messages that mean so much to us to others that we meet as well.
So Amane, from nowhere you got to this point. What is next for your campaign?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I am a former refugee. from Ethiopia. I was born in a village to a family of farmers. I spent much of my childhood not having a home. I'm super grateful to have had, a residence in Kenya, even as a refugee. But I came here quite literally with nothing. And to be where I am sends a message across this country that the American dream is alive and well. And to me, the American dream is being able to lead a dignified life, being able to call yourself proudly American, regardless of your religious background or where you were born. And I think that this country offers what a lot of countries don't, which is, folks like me can be in the position that they are, which is a position to be able to fight for the issues that matter to us. So currently, we announced our fundraising number, major news, very historical, because what we're telling folks is sending a message of it can be done through grassroots support. We don't have to be beholden to special interest. We can actually go to Washington to fight for our working class families and not feel like we have to, our pockets don't need to be deep with big pharma or defense industry money. But we have to continue to organize, and this is where we're at. We are organizing folks to turn out, to participate, I should say, in the Dfl Caucus. Our local organizing units and the DFL folks have been working really hard to make sure that the process is as inclusive as possible, that as many people are able to participate. And we're in the most challenging time, a time of crisis. We're in a global pandemic, and we know those who are most impacted by that are working class folks. And so the process is now online for the folks that want to know. And so it's as accessible as it can be. And so everybody that lives in our district needs to participate in that process, and you can do so online, which is really amazing for folks who had concerns about COVID and showing up in person. I think this mitigates that issue. And so we're in the process of preparing for the caucuses, getting as many people to fill out the form and say that they are supporting Amane for Congress and that they are committing to be a delegate for our campaign.
Yeah, that would be easier given the COVID situation that everyone is in right now. As an immigrant running for Congress, you are living the American dream, and you are a hope for many immigrants like me. What is your biggest message for the people, especially the youth? How can they get involved in this caucus?
Yeah, absolutely. The message is, we lived through some difficult times in American history, but there were also some triumph, right, when it comes to fellow Americans fighting for other folks who were othered, who were seen as not part of the process or part of our democracy. And I think for me, when I talk about the American dream, what I hope, the message I hope a lot of folks are able to get from this is, I'm a working class organizer. I live paycheck to paycheck, have lived paycheck to paycheck, but I've also had some incredible opportunities. So when I talk about the American dream, what I mean is, it is where you can have tremendous influence in empowering your community and empowering your family and empowering the next generation. It is where we can engage in dialogue about a better country, about a better world. And so for me, it's access to opportunities. It's seeing this country as our own so that we can participate in building this country. And that's what I am doing, and that's what excites me, because I see this bigger than Amane Badhasso's campaign. I see this bigger as a campaign of building a progressive infrastructure and fighting for the things that I mentioned to you earlier. I see this as a campaign that will restore hope in the American dream. We're in a very challenging time right now where folks are being othered or seen as folks who participate in the process being seen as disruptive, etc., right? But what we need to really go back to is this notion that all of us have to participate in empowering and building this country. And it starts with addressing issues that are impacting working class families and the young generation. I am a former youth leader. And so, when I used to participate in international human rights advocacy, when I used to participate in electing our DFL candidates that will fight for our working class families, I never saw myself as the future. I always saw myself as the present. We are in the most unprecedented crises across this country. And who are leading? on efforts to save our planet? Young people. Who are leading in efforts to empower our democracy? Young people. Who are leading efforts and proving that all of us belong and deserve to be here and deserve to fight for the things that matter to us, young people. And so to me, it is so critical that young people are participating, because I don't see them as the future. I see them as the folks that will fight to defend our values, that will fight to protect our working class families, that will fight, I think most importantly, to defend their future. And who's better to participate in our democracy, show up to support our campaign? I am a millennial candidate. I'm 32 years old. I know what it's like to struggle to have access to the American dream, what it's like to struggle and to be shackled by student loan debt, right? This is a lived experience, one that's tied to also knowing that we've got a lot of work ahead, and it's so critical that young people participate. And I hope that they understand that we're in this fight not only for this generation, but also for the younger ones, that, you know, folks like you that will inherit all the decisions that we get to make today.
Yeah, so is there any way that specifically they can participate, the youth?
Absolutely. There are a couple of things that I want folks to do today. I want folks to go to amaneforcongress.com, sign up. All you have to do is give us your first and last name, right? Put your phone number and email. We'll keep you updated on the organizing efforts that we're undertaking in the district. In addition to that, we want folks to go to our website to also find find information on the caucuses, right? It's online, it's accessible, but go to our website to find all the information necessary. We need folks to fill out the ballot and the form by February 1st, no later than 9 p.m. And so getting those forms in as soon as possible, again, indicating that you are participating in the Dfl Caucus process, that you will be supporting Amane Badhasso for Congress, and that you will be committing to being a delegate for us. In addition to that, we are organizers, and so we believe that, you know, it's not about one campaign. We want to organize around Medicare for all. We want to organize around the Green New Deal. We want to organize around an economy that works for everybody, and especially for our working class families. And that effort requires that as many folks show up and volunteer with us. We're talking to folks across the district. We are building momentum, and we are building people power. And it's going to take all of us, whether you are youth, whether you are an elder, whether you are a community organizer, whether you are an essential worker, whether you are a lawyer, a doctor. We need all of you to participate in this campaign, and it starts with all of you going to amaneforcongress.com, signing up, and we'll reach out to you and make sure that you have everything you need to be able to build, and fight for transformative change across our district.
Amane, I see you being so busy, going everywhere, campaigning. Given your busy schedule, what do you do with your free time?
Free time.
Yeah.
There isn't plenty free time, but you always have to make time for self-care. I really believe that it's important that you're able to take care of yourself. Politics will always be here, but mental health and taking care of yourself is utmost priority. But now when I have free time, I actually sleep and I eat a lot of machira. So it's been fun in that way. No complaint.
Amane, thank you for being my guest today, and we wish you all the best luck.
Thank you so much, Alto. I'm honored to be here.
Before we conclude our discussion, is there anything you want to add?
Yes, absolutely. I want every single person that lives in the 4th Congressional District that is ready for transformative change to go to amaneforcongress.com, sign up, get involved. In addition to that, I want folks who live in our district that are United States citizens to caucus for us. The form is online, super accessible. You can be safe, you can be at home, and you can support us and get involved in our democracy in that way. Go to amaneforcongress.com again. All the information regarding the caucus ballot form is online. And if you want to find out whether you live in our district or not, you can actually just go straight to Google and then find that information in that way. But most importantly, sign up on our page, get involved. We'll get you all the information you need and keep you updated on the process. So make sure that, if you're ready to participate in the caucuses, that you understand that the deadline to turn in the forms it's on February 1st. before 9 p.m., but we're going to make sure that we get that in as soon as you possibly can on February 1st. And so just go to our page and sign up. Thank you so much.
With this, we conclude our discussion for today. This campaign sends a message that the American dream is still alive. Have a great day.
OROMIA11